So before you go any further on your twin flame journey, you need to absolutely master this one thing to help you be completely successful in manifesting all of your dreams and your harmonious twin flame union. My name is Susie. I am a certified twin flame ascension coach. Today we are learning the mirror exercise. So the mirror exercise is going to be the tool that you use to heal your personal blocks and challenges on your twin flame journey. There are 4 steps in this process, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are going to go through all 4 of them with an example today, okay? The objective of completing the mirror exercise is going to be to find relief and peace, to establish peace by bringing love to that place inside of you that is, experiencing disharmony in your relationship with your twin flame. You can apply the mirror exercise anywhere you want to in your life. It will work. But today we're going to focus on the twin flame journey, and then we'll make a part 2 later to go a little bit deeper. So let's get started. Here we have the first 3 steps of the mirror exercise. Your first is going to be to state the upset. And now you might be thinking, what do you mean by the upset? So the upset is what we're going to call anything that is out of alignment with peace, anything that's upsetting to you, anything that doesn't feel good, essentially, right? So an example of this might be your twin flame blocking you, right? That would be an upset. We'll go deeper with examples in a moment, but that is the essence of an upset, something that does not feel good and is out of alignment with your peace, out of alignment with love, right? So with this example, which we're just keeping the example light because we're going to go deeper here in a moment. I'm upset because my twin flame is blocking me, right? Step 2 is we are going to change all of the nouns in that sentence to be pronouns pointing to yourself. Okay, so this very simple one, I'm upset because my twin flame is blocking me. Step 2 would take that to be, I'm upset because I changed twin flame to I am blocking myself. Okay, so again, to repeat that, step 1, I stated my upset. I am upset because my twin flame is blocking me. 2, I am upset because I am blocking myself. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of different ways you can take those nouns to be pronouns pointing to yourself, and it will just depend on your step 1 on that statement. And this is where one piece where a coach can really help you get clear and go deeper. Okay, so at this point you might be thinking, what do you mean? Like, why are we flipping our nouns to pronouns pointing to ourselves? Okay, so the reason behind this is your twin flame is always going to be your perfect mirror, right? So whatever they're doing that is upsetting you, it's mirroring something in your consciousness that is out of alignment with love, right? And that's why it's upsetting you, right? Just as everything your twin flame does that feels really peaceful to you and really good and loving is also mirroring a part of your consciousness that is aligned with love, right? And some people get kind of skittish in this part, and they think this is blaming yourself. This is not about blame. There is no place for blame or guilt in healing, especially in healing on the twin flame journey, right? Like, that's not your goal here. Your goal is to be empowered in your reality, right? And understand that your reality is created by your vibration, okay? Your reality is created by what you allow to exist within you, right? And so if there's a place where you're allowing not love to exist, right? Your twin flame is going to show you that. There's a place where you're allowing, like blocking yourself to exist, blocking off parts of yourself. Your twin flame is going to show you that. Which takes us to step 3, okay? Step 3 is important. You don't want to skip over this. It might seem like a tiny step as you go deeper with the mirror exercise, but step 3 is so key to go through and acknowledge, right? So step 3, you're going to ask yourself, is there any truth to this, right? Is there any truth to the statement I made in step 2, right? I'm upset because my twin flame is blocking me. I am upset because I am blocking myself. Is there any truth to this? So you're going to feel, honestly, is there any energy within you where you are blocking yourself? Because if so, right, that is where the healing is. And you might have noticed I made our little arrow and I put yes next to it. And that is because the answer is always going to be yes. If you have correctly completed step 1, like if you were honest about what is frustrating you right now, if you were honest about what doesn't feel good right now, by the time you get to step 3, the answer should always be yes, right? If for some reason the answer is not yes, then that means you didn't get step 1 right. You weren't honest about what's upsetting you. And I will say, especially if you are beginning this, like, do not make the mistake of like spiritual arrogance and say, oh, that's not me. There's nowhere I'm blocking myself. That makes no sense. I'm totally in tune with myself, right? I see people do this. I did it myself when I was starting off on this twin flame healing journey, this twin flame ascension journey. Don't do that, right? Your twin flame, like, this is a very potent ascension path. They will show you even the tiniest place you are out of alignment with love. You who are watching this, you who are at the beginning of mastering the mirror exercise, or maybe have been doing it for a little while, in the middle of your journey, like be humble and accept that the answer is always going to be yes. Take responsibility for yourself and for your reality, and I guarantee you, if you just try this, you're going to really like the results that you see. Okay, so step 3, the answer is yes, right? If your twin flame is blocking you, there is a part of you are blocking. Okay, there's something there, something's off. So now we're going to take this to step 4. So step 4 is, this is where the healing is. Okay, now that you've identified that, oh, I am blocking myself, right? I am blocking me from a part of me. You're going to go to that place within you. Okay, I see most people kind of close their eyes, or just kind of look down and really settle into this feeling place. Remember, it's a feeling place, not a thinking place. This feeling place where you have blocked yourself off, right? You might even visualize this version of yourself who is blocking yourself off. You might just feel it as an energy. I've seen some people, or I've heard some people like see kind of like colors while they're healing too. It's what you see here. Okay. And you're going to ask that part of you what it needs to be loved right now. Okay. So I'm blocking myself from myself. I might need openness. I might need acceptance here, right? I might need to feel communicated with. But ultimately what it's going to boil down to is you're giving yourself love in this space. And it's always appropriate to just go to this part of you that's been experiencing like hurt here and not love, and just give yourself love. Okay. And you're going to love yourself until you feel a sense of like relief and completion here, right? You love yourself until you have peace. And sometimes it's going to be like really fast, right? Other times it might take you a moment to really just like love that part of you. Before we go deeper into this example, I do want to share that, especially as you're learning the mirror exercise, but really I just, kind of recommend it anyways, no matter how mastered you might feel you are, it's really powerful to write down the mirror exercise. And if you are learning this mirror exercise, you will have way more effective mirror exercises, and you're going to master the process much more quickly if you are taking a moment to write it down on your phone, on a sticky note, in a journal, just some place, in order to fully go through all these steps, because it can be difficult to keep it just kind of in your mind while you move through it and you move through your day, especially if you're a beginner. As you master it, you begin to kind of be in a flow. But I've been doing this for years, and I still like to take the time to write it down, especially when I experience a really deep, super emotionally charged upset. Okay, so that is my preface to this, and I'll go deeper on that in our next mirror exercise video. However, now we have an example, right? So we have our step 1, right? This is so common on the twin flame journey, where your twin flame does something and it makes you feel rejected, right? So whatever situation you've come up to, right? You can say, I'm upset with my twin flame because they are rejecting me, right? Maybe they're going out with someone else. Maybe they've stopped talking to you. Maybe they just don't want to romantically be with you, right? And you're feeling rejected. You can put that into your step 1. I'm upset with my twin flame because they are rejecting me, right? And as you're in step 1, it's you don't have to rush it. It is a spiritual accomplishment to complete step 1 of the mirror exercise, to acknowledge what is making you upset and feeling out of alignment with love and with good, with peace. Okay. So take a moment to really feel and acknowledge your feelings here. Sometimes I pause a moment and I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I'm upset about. I am upset with my person because of this reason. And it feels good to just acknowledge your feelings, right? Validate your experience here. Okay. Don't just skip over this or try to skim over it, because you're trying to be more spiritual and not project. Give yourself a moment to project here and acknowledge the experience you're having. Okay. Step 1. Now step 2, we're changing our nouns to pronouns, pointing to ourselves. Okay. I am upset with myself. So note that I changed twin flame to me because I am rejecting me, right? Or I am rejecting myself. Okay. Whatever is more grammatically correct to you. I have not looked that up today. So I'm upset with myself because I am rejecting myself. Okay. So now we're going to have to acknowledge the only way someone rejecting us, including our twin flame, right? The only way someone rejecting us can upset us is if we are rejecting part of ourselves. We are accepting that rejection within ourselves, right? And that's where step 3 comes in. There's a flow between step 2 and 3 where you're going to say step 2, or you're going to read step 2 or write it out. And then you're going to be oh yeah, it's going to click. That is happening. Yes, I do feel I reject parts of me. I feel really rejected inside of me. I have done this exact mirror exercise. I have moved through layers of rejection on my own journey, right? And it's really key to acknowledge that this is the experience you're having, and I have been, and if this is your upset, you have been too, rejecting parts of you. Okay. And so that acknowledgement, that taking responsibility for the upset here is going to allow you to really complete step 4, right? If you don't acknowledge that, yes, this is happening, I am rejecting myself, then you're not going to successfully complete step 4. Okay, you have to have that full acknowledgement of, oh yeah, this is happening, right? You don't have to detail exactly how and all the different ways you reject yourself. You don't, that's not necessary. It's just necessary that you acknowledge that that is happening. Okay. So now step 4. So when I felt into this statement, I felt I just really wanted unconditional love for me. This is me. Okay. For you, step 4 might be different here. But for me, I just really wanted unconditional love and acceptance in the place where I was rejecting myself. And so I took a minute and gave myself unconditional love and acceptance. And if this is your upset, you can give yourself unconditional love and acceptance here too, and whatever else you need until you feel like complete in love and in peace in that place where you were experiencing rejection, right? And that is the mirror exercise. Now you know the steps of the mirror exercise, and you've seen a couple, like 1.5 examples, and you can apply it yourself to your own twin flame journey. Again, I highly recommend writing it down. You're going to come across some upsets. Remember, upsets are things that don't feel good to you, right? So you're going to come across some upsets that feel kind of sticky or maybe hard to put into step 1. The key is that you persist. And then honestly, really having a twin flame ascension coach is going to help you master the mirror exercise and master coming into union and harmonious union with your twin flame. The couples I've seen who really go all in, so the people I've seen go really all in on their twin flame journey and have a coach, study the teachings of union, and practice the mirror exercise on a daily basis, right, are the ones who get the results, are the ones whose lives are like changing with like, in terms of purpose, in terms of abundance, and in terms of having their twin flame at their side, right? So try this out on your own, see how it feels, and then again, really consider working with a twin flame ascension coach who is certified in walking you through this process. Again, I've mastered the mirror exercise, but I absolutely adore my weekly coaching sessions with my coach because it feels good to just have that assistance in getting like clarity on the direction of my healing, right? When you are the one experiencing the upset, it's a little more challenging to just like see clearly, right? And to see your blind spots and your patterns and things that aren't lining up. Like, it feels good to have support. So I would love to be your coach. If you want to try out working with me, you can see how to below. And as well, you can also look into working with any twin flame certified ascension coach. Certified twin flame ascension coach is what I'm trying to say, because they're all super amazing and any one of them can walk you through the mirror exercise. I will see you in part 2 of our mirror exercise series. Thank you for watching.